August that year, and then my mom died in January, like that within the 6 months or whatever of each other. And they were both in
That's
their 90s. Yeah.
holy shit.
Yeah.
That's nuts. You know what's really crazy? Like, speaking of that, like I've read so many different stories where people have like lived well beyond 100, you
Mm.
know? Like there was a older gentleman, obviously he was older. He passed away a couple of years ago. He was considered to be the world's oldest World War II veteran. He passed away at 112.
Okay. Yeah, I think we were talking about this not too long ago.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he just lived every day to the fullest, had a good life. He drank whiskey, he smoked cigars all the time. He still drove, went to church, and he was a skinnier black guy, but he looked really good, and he ended up passing away from pneumonia. But he's like, yeah, God take me whenever he wants to. I'm just doing what I do.
Yeah.
I this is a really crazy question for you. If you had the option to, would you want to know how old you'd be whenever you die, or would you just want it to be a complete mystery and whatever happens, happens?
Probably be more of a mystery. I mean, unless I was like in impeccable health, which I probably will. I mean, I'm dieting right now, you know that. So I'm trying to get in better health.
By the way, you guys look good. I could definitely tell you. I mean, you do look a little slimmer. I noticed, and same with your wife too. So you guys are doing good.
But yeah, I don't know if I don't think I'd want to live to be like 90 something, like,
right?
Because I mean, majority of the time you're not in good shape. Like I don't want to be stuck in a home somewhere or relying on everybody else or not all there, like, in the head. Or I mean, I saw what my dad went through, just all the different health things, and I would want to go through that.
Oh yeah, it's especially in the way the world is now, with this pandemic going on and all these new rules and regulations that we're all accustomed to now. It's these corrupt, politicians. Sorry for anybody who's, big into that, but come on now. Yeah, I don't know. I'd be happy if I lived to 60 or 70,
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
you and I are, you and I aren't like far off or anything. Like I'm like 5 years younger than you are. So, but yeah, we look good for our age.
I'm only 22, Phil. I don't know what you're talking about.
You got some road years on you, man. I'm kidding. You stud muffin, you.
But no, like, I mean, I have a bad history with males on my side of the family anyway. Like I said, my dad died at 64. My mom's dad, I think, was in his 60s. He actually was chasing somebody out of his garden and had a heart attack. And it was one of like the neighborhood kids. And my grandma didn't want to know who it was because she didn't want to like resent that kid, because I mean, they grew up Saratoga Springs, New York. It's a small little town. Everybody knew everybody. So she definitely knew who caused his death, But, and then even my dad's dad actually was a priest. He was an Episcopal priest or whatever. And he died in his 40s, and he had rheumatic heart fever when he was a kid. So he had a bad heart. But it's funny because we were talking about the religion stuff earlier. Like I said, my dad's dad, my grandma, I didn't really know him, so it's kind of hard to call him my grandfather, but he was my grandfather. He, like I said, he was a priest, but my dad actually, up until probably the last 5 years of his life or whatever, was atheist. Like he didn't believe in God and everything. And I mean, he was dealt a shitty hand. So, when you're dealt a shitty hand like that, it's kind of hard to believe, But I mean, he did come to God the last few years, and he was doing stuff with the church. And we went to my dad's church after the fact. And like, I think it was like when my dad died December 9th, we went for like their Christmas dinner. They were like giving out, like food to the homeless and stuff. So I ran the kitchen. I did all the cooking. And my brother's a manager of an amusement park. Like he's been a manager of different things. So he does managing stuff all the time. So he ran like everything else, and I did all the cooking. Had a good time, and, did it for a good cause. And it was like in memory of my dad pretty much,
That's awesome. What were your parents' names?
David and Marie.
David and Marie. That's awesome, man. That's really, really cool. Yeah, it's it's like my parents are still kind of youngish. Like my dad just turned like 56, and my mom will be 58. No, 58 in June, and they were married young, like your parents were. Like your parents were like 20 and 19, I think.
Yeah, my mom was 19, my dad was 20. And my dad was just in the Navy. They actually met in a bar, which my mom always used to bitch about. Like when I would tell it, I actually in my dad's wake or whatever, like I had a little speech, and I said something about them meeting in a bar, and she like kind of got mad about it. I mean, that's how you really met. Like I don't know why you're so mad about it,
Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's hilarious. You know, like my parents met in high school. I mean, they were dating. I think they were actually like dating in like since they were like 14 and 16 because they're about two
Oh,
years
really?
apart. And yep, they got married at 20 and 21. They were tiny, like they were babies, you know, and
Mhm.
they thought I was going to carry on the torch. I'm like, hell no, you know. Um, but yeah, they're in their 50s still, you know, together, and they get on each other's nerves all the time. But I always like to say they have like the biggest bipolar marriage, you know. Other days are going back and forth, and other days it's like my dad says something funny and my mom laughs, and they go out to dinner all the time and hang out. I'm like, you guys are fucking weird. But you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. You know. Yeah, you would totally like my parents. They're fun people. They love the party, and you know they still act like kids a lot too. And you
Yeah.
know, of course, having two kids who are probably much more mature than they are. But I get my sense of humor from my dad and my sensitive side from my mother. But you know, they're cool. And my sister, she's the disciplinary one. She takes after my dad big time, and you know, but yeah, they're cool. They're not really into the whole paranormal stuff. I mean, they have interest in it, you know.
Mhm.
Like every time I tell them I'm going to this cool place, like, oh, that's cool, you know. But I think my mother is a little bit more into it than my dad is. Like my dad thinks horror movies are stupid, you know.
Mhm.
He's the type of guy where like he couldn't walk into a haunted house, he'd end up beating the shit out of somebody for scaring him. My mom gets all excited. She's like, "Oh yeah, I'll go," you know. But yeah,
Yeah, you
they're
should have
cool.
them come out with us sometime for sure.
You know what? That'd be a good idea,
Mhm.
honestly. Oh, my mom would be so freaked out because she's a very religious person too. So she's like, "Oh, Jesus, help me," you know, which is fine. You know, you do you. That's cool. But you know,
Yeah.
it's say, "Mom, you'll be fine." This is just you know, not every haunting is bad. You
Mhm.
know, but that's one thing a lot of people need to realize that like you could even go to the most active place in the world and nothing happens. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
You know, and that's one of the reasons why I like doing this is such a you know, it's like working for a certain company. Every day is different. You know, I
Mhm.
mean, going to the Inspiration House. I mean, we found out a few things, but we were just relaxing and having a fun time there and farting up the place. So,
Played some Cards Against Humanity and everything else.
oh, dude, that was oh my god, that was one of the best Cards Against Humanity game I've ever played in my entire life,
Like I
dude.
was saying, we should have filmed it. It would have been
Yeah,
good.
dude, every single answer that all of us gave was hilarious. Like
Yeah.
there was no duds, none of it. Like every time somebody picked the card, they're like, "Okay, this is way too good." I think like all of us had like 3 or 4 cards each or something like that.
Mhm.
I don't even think we declared a winner. We just stopped, but like it
Yeah.
was brilliant. It was so well executed. The things you do when you're hunting ghosts, like Cards Against Humanity, can't go wrong there, man.
See, I think part of my like favorite part of like just doing paranormal stuff is just like exploring places. Like the history is cool too, but like doing the
Mhm.
like just the like I said, I would love to do the Uber Explorer or Uber fucking Uber urban exploring. Where you drive around in an Uber checking out haunted places. Like,
Oh,
but
it's fun, man.
but
What's
like kind of like talking about like the influence of my parents. Like I said, my mom was into this stuff more, but my dad actually, he was more, my dad was in the Vietnam War and he was into like war and history and all that type of stuff. He watched all like the History Channel shows and stuff like that. Like, I'm surprised actually, like, I never went to Gettysburg as a kid because I know my dad would have loved it there. And my
yeah,
mom would have
that's
too because it has a lot of paranormal history in Gettysburg too, you know?
oh heck yeah. What can you say is the place that legitimately like gave you the creeps? Like even walking in there, you're like, I don't know about this place, kind of thing. Like I'm sure Bel Air Demon House may give off of that vibe, kind of thing. But
Well, yeah, I
what
mean,
can you say?
definitely
Yeah.
Bel Air, that whole experience we had there, which I've talked about and you obviously know about.
Hmm.
I don't know if anything really else, like I said, I don't really like, not to sound like arrogant or anything, but I don't really get
Yeah.
scared by a lot of stuff. Like I said, I usually want to go to the scariest place. Like as soon as like the first time we went to Hillview,
Uh-huh.
me and Jen were there during the day for like a think like a parasite con, kind of like a psychic convention and stuff. We were there.
Yeah.
And so we did the daytime thing and then we went back at night to do the haunted tour and they have a day tour too. So we did both tours really. And they were like, oh, you guys already were here. Cause like we had the same tour guide. And I think that's actually when I met
Right.
Drake. Um, he was like, you guys can go do whatever you want, you know? So the first thing I wanted to do was go to the basement and it was still light out too. Like, I mean, it's dark down there because there's no
Yeah.
lights down there. But like Jen was like, no, I'm not going to the basement right now. And then like when we go to Bel Air, like I like forced her to go to the basement at first. And it's just like, I don't know. Like I want to, I don't know. I guess I set the bar. Like I want to like go to the scariest place first, and then we'll make our work our way back from there. You know?
Exactly, man. And honestly, like I think, like the more you do them, you become so accustomed to how things are going to be.
Yeah.
Like with like how I told you I was apprehensive about going to the House of Wills, but now I'm like so freaking excited for it. Because the
Mhm.
place looks beautiful. And it's just like if you go in there with a clean conscience and know that you're going to be okay, then I think you'll be fine.
Mhm.
Just go there with a sense of positivity and also a sense of authority too.
Yeah.
It's absolutely, and and all this stuff we probably have coming up next year. It's going to be a blast, man. Like it's and that's the cool thing about doing this. Like every place is different. Like
Mhm.
I was actually looking on Wikipedia, which is of course not the best place for reliable information, but the amount of haunted locations in the state of Pennsylvania is huge. I'm like, holy shit,
Yeah.
I mean, how I never even heard of Oberlin. Well, Oberlin is in Ohio. But I never even heard of like Windber, PA, or until we went to that freaking that place. I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool,
Yeah.
But it's cool, man. What place could you say is like the most active place that you've ever been to? It doesn't even have to be like the worst place, but just the most every place out of all the places that you just had so much going on at once. You were like, what the hell's going on here?
Well, I mean, probably just because I've been there so many times, I'd probably say Hill. Well, I don't know. I mean, I've gotten a lot of evidence from Hillview Manor,
Hmm.
but another one that I would say compared to the time I've spent there is Monsville. That's why, like, we're going to
Oh,
Monsville, all of us in November. I
yeah,
really look forward to
right.
that because anytime I've been there, I've never been on a private investigation. I've only been on like during the Halloween season, they run their haunted house. I've done the haunted house, and then they have the ghost walk. It's called the North Walk. And it's like I think
Hmm.
an hour long or hour and a half long tour, and they let you go around a little bit. And I've had so many things happen in that little hour space compared to like going to other places and spending the whole night. That's why I think it's going to be super active. But like some of the cool
Oh,
things I've had, um, I had down when we were in what's it called, the hole, or was it the hole? That's where like their boiler room was. The guy got decapitated. Uh,
yeah.
I've had two experiences in there on two different occasions. The one I was actually with Lamana from Scare House, and like I told her, like I thought somebody was standing behind me, and I turned around and I just took a picture. And I think I've showed you the picture. You see like a white mist in the doorway.
Hmm.
And then also down there when I was with my kids on a different time, all of us kept smelling cigar smoke. Like somebody was smoking a cigar down there, which obviously they weren't.
Right.
Trying to think what else. Another time I was with Nadia's mom. We were going on a tour and we went through the cafeteria, and the cafeteria door slammed on her. Like someone like
Mm,
pushed it shut, slammed like that. And
Jesus.
also there's a picture when I was with Jen, we were upstairs. I took three different, like, I'm not saying I'm psychic or get any feeling. I do get feelings sometimes, but like sometimes like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I took three pictures in a row, which I don't really do that. But in the three different pictures, like two of the pictures was nothing. The other one, there's this like light anomaly coming out of the ceiling, which I've actually done that at
Right.
Hillview before too. I took three different pictures, and the one has an anomaly coming out of it. And talking about like getting senses or whatever too. Um, I went to Leroy, New York, which is where the Jello Museum is.
Hmm.
And when I was in their like kitchen or whatever area, I said to the, because the room just felt off. And I said to the lady, I was like, is this place haunted? And she just laughed at me and didn't answer me. So, I don't know. Like sometimes I get like a weird sense, even like I know as a kid, if something dangerous was about to happen, like I would know
Right.
before. Like actually, I was at Conneaut Lake, which I've been to their hotel and haunted stuff there too. This don't have anything to do with that. We were on their water slide. It was the first time I was ever on
Yeah.
the water slide. I go down the
Right.
water slide. I get to the end, and I'm probably like 8 years old or something. I don't really know how it works. I just sat up, and when I sat up, I didn't go off the slide, so I was just sitting on the end. So they sent the next person, which was my dad. My dad hit me off the slide, pinned me underneath. Like the lifeguard was freaking out. My mom was freaking out. But like before it
Oh,
happened, like I knew it was gonna, like I felt something was about to happen bad.
right.
And I've had
That's
feelings
crazy,
like that
dude.
before, but not as much as an adult, but like as a kid that used to happen to me all the time.
Yeah. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Holy hell. Yeah, I don't really say like I've had like six senses, but like I just have I get like really strange inklings. I'm like, I don't know if this is such a good idea. I don't
Mm.
want to say it's usually right, but I kind of like try to not allow that to intervene
Probably
my
like
thought
probably like
process.
an intuition type of thing. I think that's kind of
Yeah.
what maybe it is with me too.
Oh yeah, and I've met a lot of people who are like that, like empaths. I have a lot of empath friends, and
Mhm.
I'm thinking maybe all of us have a little bit of an empath in us, just because like we end up sensing something in any situation that we go to. It's like walking down like a creepy, like
Turn
a
your vibrator off, Phil. Oh, that's
oh, can you hear it?
yeah. I heard.
My bad. Sorry about that. Sorry, folks. Damn mother texted me. It's like, leave me alone, woman. Oh lordy. Yeah, and of course I'm not I'm not the best when it comes to technology. So sorry, folks.
That's all right. I'm just messing with you.
That's funny as hell, dude. I had to start messaging people. I'm at a podcast. Leave me alone. Oh man.
Yeah, you were saying about
Hey,
the intuition stuff.
yeah, I think all of us in a way do have that. I mean, I think we only allow it to happen on certain situations. God damn it. Oh woman. But it's like going down like a creepy sidewalk in a very shady area. You just have a feeling that something might there could be somebody shady around the corner kind of thing. I think we all have that, or we just have that sixth sense. It just happens whenever we either want it to happen, or it just kind of just shows itself. But I think it's a good idea.
Our spidey sense or something.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. It's just like, we know this is going to hurt, but we're going to do it anyway, kind of thing. Just because.
I guess it could probably maybe even be like a fight or flight type of thing too. Just like the way. But the thing is though, like I didn't, he was behind me. Like it's not like I like saw something coming or something. It's just like I felt like something bad was about to happen.
Oh hell yeah! And that's one of the reasons why like there's certain places, not like haunted places, but just certain places in general I won't go to. Like not to throw any disrespect towards anybody who lives in a certain city of the state of Pennsylvania. But you and I both know there's some bad areas around here.
Yeah.
That's why I love where I'm at. It's very peaceful, and of course your area is very peaceful too, and I like that. I'm all about safety and being comfortable. Like I'll step outside of my comfort zone if it's for like what we do. Exploring haunted locations, but when it comes to where I'm living, I love peace. Like where I live at, my neighbors are great. I get along with all of them. I don't have any issues whatsoever. There's no arguments going on or anything. And I've been here for 2 years. I like it. I never sense anything bad. And even the building across the street, which is where I used to live, nothing bad really happens. I mean, there's been a couple of moments where police have come just to kind of check out what's going on, but it's usually like a little further up the street, but you can still see everything because I'm on the second floor, which is awesome. But it sucked moving in, but it just, I don't know. I like I like to keep the peace, as long as everybody's happy and nobody's trying to, but but in today's day and age, it doesn't always happen, but
just try to avoid the drama.
Yep. Oh man, that's one of the reasons why I never started shit with people in high school. I mean, I was a bit of a dick. I was. I mean, I made fun of people because, of course, if I didn't, people would make fun of me. And then I look back, I'm like, wow, I was as big of a prick as they were.
Yeah, definitely.
But then you get older.
Looking back on high school, like I definitely, I don't know. I've always been big, so people would say shit about my weight and stuff like that. But I mean, I used to mess around with people too, and I guess even maybe bullied some people here and there. And I mean, you don't really realize it when you're a kid, but you look back on it and realize you're a dick pretty much, which I mean, I still I protected a lot of people too. I mean, two of my best friends, which I know you know Crack or whatever. My other friend Timmy, I don't know if you ever met him or not, but I've known him since first grade, and you know how small Crack is. And Timmy, he was like $110 or something in high school. He was always real skinny. And, I always protected them. I always looked out for them, so, I mean, I guess it's just I never fucked with anybody unless they mess with me first, I guess,
Right. Exactly.
And like I said, if somebody messed with one of my friends or something like that,
Oh yeah, it's going down. If you heard of, we're all adults, and I know my friends can take care of themselves, but if I was with my girlfriend or something, we were being harassed, and of course I would take charge and be like, okay, listen here, asshole, kind of thing. But of course, you always want to talk down the situation first, but sometimes people are just so hard headed, they don't understand that because everything is a dick measuring contest anymore to see who can prove is the tougher person. Like, no, you're making yourself look like an idiot, you know?
Well, I know some people that I'm friends with that would intentionally start shit. One dude in particular I've gotten into fights with before, because he's one of these people that thinks he's tough and like just runs his mouth all the time and shit like that. And like he always wants to pick on the biggest person in the room, which usually I was. So he'd always like come after me and we'd get into it or something. But I mean, I beat his ass every time. So
that's a crazy thing too. It's just like there's too much like people who are just trying to verbally cause shit. I'm like, I don't care how tough you are, but like you're going to be a target of somebody. You know, to me, fights don't necessarily just end because people never forget them. You know,
yeah.
Like I've knock on wood, never been in a fight my entire life. I mean, I was a bit of a wuss back in high school. I'll be honest. Even in grade school, I was I got like teary eyed over everything. But now, now it doesn't do much anything because I'm older. But
yeah,
I just, my dad even says like if he feels something's going on, he just leaves. I mean, my dad was a fighter back in the day. He wasn't a fighter. He started fights. He always ended them because he was. Before I was born, he was actually really scrawny. Like people always picked on him because he was scrawny. But my dad had 3 or 5 times the amount of adrenaline of a normal human being. And because he actually got tested at a doctor's office because my dad was putting people in hospitals, but like he wasn't starting the fights, he was finishing them. Because to him, starting a fight is you are initiating it vocally. It's like, I didn't want any of this. You wanted the fight, but I'm going to end it. And he didn't wait till the person made the first punch. He usually did it himself, which really was, here comes the stretcher.
Yeah.
Of course he's older now, so he wouldn't do that anymore. But
see, I don't think I've ever like thrown a first punch. Like I'd get into arguments with people and then like people would like start, like push me or something like that. Or like I said, with that one dude that I've gotten into numerous fights. The one time we were actually, I don't think I was actually drunk. We were in Ocean City, and a bunch of us, we used to rent houses out there or whatever. And but you better go to Ocean City, Phil.
I know. I gotta make sure my calendar's free. I gotta check it again. Love you.
But anyway, we were in Ocean City, and the one dude was drunk, and people were like betting ahead of time, like, oh, Bowman, and everybody always calls me by my last name. They're like, oh, Bowman, and I ain't gonna say his name, but the other dude, they're gonna fight this weekend, blah blah blah, because like we're just our personalities and the way he is and shit like that. And so like they kind of had that mentality to begin with. So I'm talking to the dude, and he's drunk, and like he's like whispering, he's like, oh, just let me like smack you in the face, like kind of like jagging around, And I was like, no, like you're not fucking slapping me. So he slapped me in the fucking face. I picked him up like straight up over my head and slammed him like over the second bunk. And I told him, I was like, you get up, like I'll put you in the hospital. Like I'm not even drunk. I'm not fucking around. Like you started with me, like shut the fuck up. Then like he was like, he finally got back up and he was like, oh, I'm gonna go get a bat and blah, blah, blah. I was like, I'll turn my fucking back on you. Use a fucking bat and see what happens. Like he's one of them people that runs his fucking mouth until something happens, And like I said, that's not the only occasion. There was another time we were playing cards at my friend's house. Actually, we were with the Still Gifted dude, we were actually with him, and he actually started with him, which this dude starts fights with everybody, but he started with him, and we were playing poker, and something happened. I don't know, they were arguing about something. He was like, "Oh, we're not playing until he gives me my money back," or something like. I forget exactly what the scenario was, but it was my turn to deal, and I was like, "Fuck you! Like I'm dealing, we're playing. Like you're not going to tell me we can't play." So like he got up in my face, I picked him up and I slammed him against the wall and I headbutted him because I was like, because he's still my friend. I was like, dude, I don't want to fucking hit you. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, just calm the fuck down. Like, and he always does that. He does that with so many people, and he's done it. He'll still probably do it to this day. And he's late 30s,
Why does he do this stuff? Why?
I mean, I'm guessing probably something maybe in his childhood. I don't know. I mean, I ain't no psychologist or nothing, but
exactly. And it's just like, I scratch. It's like, I'd be like, why the fuck are we friends? I mean, you're doing all this shit. Like,
and he's had different legal trouble too with different things over the years, like in and out of jail and shit like that. So it's just like the way he is.
Right. And if I had like a friend who was always trying to start fights, I mean, like, I ain't going to defend you if you get your ass kicked. You brought this on yourself, man.
Exactly.
Sorry. I mean, if you learn how to act like a civilized human being, I mean, stop trying to be the alpha male and everything, I mean, I don't know. I just, to me, like, unless my life is threatened or like a loved one is threatened, it's just like, I don't know. I'd rather talk it out. But of course, let's be honest with you, men are stubborn as shit.
Yeah.
That's that's one of the reasons why like I never like engage in any commentary on Facebook. Like if I see like arguments going on Facebook,
Mm.
I'd never participate. I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna let them have fun.
Yeah, I try to hang back for as much as I can, but I'll reach a limit, and once I hit that limit,
After a
like
while.
I can't really control myself once I hit that limit.
What's really crazy? Like, I would be like, like I said, how I mentioned I never been in a fight my entire life. I think I would honestly be a little frightened if like I hit that point. Like, would I be capable of doing it? I don't say that to be arrogant or anything or even
Yeah.
cocky. It's just that even some of the nicest people in the world have the breaking point, and it's terrifying.
Mhm.
It's just that light switch just hits. I mean, I hope I would never have that happen to me because I just love people. Like I'm very easy to get along with, not to be up on myself or anything, but it's just like when something switches off, you become a totally different person. They're like, oh my god, this is not like you. And then because if I'm pissed off, like I'm just very quiet, but I end up like cursing like a sailor a little bit more excessively than I used to. But I've never actually like ever snapped. I've been irritated many times, but I never been pissed off enough to where I'm like punching stuff. It's never really happened yet.
I see. I
Hopefully
think like once the adrenaline hits, like I don't feel nothing. Like if
Oh yeah.
I have like bite scars and like I've been stabbed scars. I had somebody pull a gun on me. I didn't get shot, obviously, but like
Oh,
once
shit.
I like actually he was a friend of mine. He was actually at my wedding and caused a big fight at the wedding. Actually, he pulled a shotgun on me. We got in a fight, and I threw him down the steps.
Yeah.
So, but he pulled a fucking gun on me. So I don't know, but like once you hit like that point, like I said, like when adrenaline like kicks in or something, it's just like I don't know, like I see red,
Oh, absolutely. And I've even tried to break up fights a couple of times. Like actually there was this one situation and our buddy Troy, he'd probably laugh at this. I just like to bring it up as an example, but we were at a drag show. Yes, people, I like to go to those things because they're entertaining. Don't judge me.
I've done the drag shows. I actually saw Troy at a drag show. We went to
Oh yeah, there
the Pee Wee Herman one that was right here in Carnegie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy too because we were there. It was me, or I should say, it was him, Sean, Sherry. I don't know if you've ever met her from Scare House, and myself. We were there having a few drinks, and there was a separate table of a younger, bunch of black guys who were dressed up in drag. They were nice, they were having their own fun time, and Troy, had a little too much, no disrespect towards him. I love Troy to death. He's like my brother. I don't know what he said, but like I was over talking to this one dude.
I'd love to see Troy drunk. I think that'd be hilarious.
Oh, he's funny. He's a fun drunk. He's Troy. I love you. You're funny as hell. You're awesome. But
Troy's coming to he's coming to Montville with us, I think, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I was talking to these two dudes, Jeff and Steve, and I think I became really good friends with them. And one girl who was part of that group came over to me. It's like, hey, your buddy, you better go get your friend. He's being disrespectful. I'm like, oh shit, what the hell happened? So I'm over there and I'm just seeing him trying to calm them down, and they're like getting in his face, like pointing their finger. You know how people do that?
Yeah.
That whole thing. I just kind of like put my hand on his chest and be like, all right, I just want to apologize on behalf of Troy that whatever he said, I just pushed him aside, and they were fine. I don't know what happened, but
yeah.
Of course, whenever alcohol is mixed in, it's like, but that was really the only instance where I actually broke up a fight. But I've seen so many fights. Some of them are just over the dumbest shit. It's usually over a female. I'm like
90% of the time, probably. Yeah.
Women are evil. Kidding. Love you, honey. No. It's I kid, but 90% of them were because some drunk dude's hitting on some other dude's girlfriend, and then they're getting pissed off at each other. Then the chick's trying to break it up. It's like, he doesn't mean anything. It's like, really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't. That's why I don't like bars, but I do. I like to go there to people watch,
Yeah.
I like seeing a guy try to hit on every chick out there and having no luck whatsoever. And, of course, not drinking anymore. It's still kind of fun. So.
Oh, we like jumped off topic big time, but
oh shit! Ooh, wow.
I mean, it is whatever. I just
see, we're so fluid with each other, man. This is great.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, yeah, man, I love this. I'm a chatterbox too.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
good.
I'm surprised.
Sure.
Yeah, surprised people don't get annoyed by me sometimes. I'm like, Jesus Christ, Phil, calm it down. I'm like, what? I like to talk.
Yeah, that's
Fuck,
why
I know I'm annoying.
we like having you. I mean, you got us into the basement in Anchorage because you were like flirting with the women or whatever there.
That was before. That was back last year.
Yeah.
Just FYI. But you have to sweet talk in order to get to certain places. They were fun too, and yeah, we ended up getting to the basement. So, oh man,
That's why it's going to be good having you at the convention too, because I know you like to talk to people.
oh yeah, I'm excited for that. I really am because I get enthusiastic, and I never used to be this way too. Like even me and Teresa were having a talk. Like back whenever she first met me, I was very quiet. I was very quiet. Working retail helped out a lot because I was there for 11 and a half years, so I had to talk to people. Of course, working for a medical company where I'm on the phone all the time, and of course, working at a haunted house where I'm up close to people all the time, acting, and it brought me out of my shell a little bit. I still get nervous sometimes, but like once I make that initial move, hey, how are you, shaking the hand and all that stuff, then it's just like, okay, I don't get nervous anymore. So it's worked out a lot better. I'm a lot more chatty Cathy than I used to be. I'll say that much. And it's good too because
I think I'm like the opposite. Like I'm usually real quiet. Don't really. I know I've had people say that before. Like oh, you don't really talk much and this and that. And like a lot of people, like especially in my younger days, like were like, oh, like you're intimidating and this and that. But like once you get to know me, like I mean, I'll talk about anything and everything. Like I don't give a fuck,
Oh, yeah, exactly. Like whenever you and I became like really close friends, pretty much immediately. We were talking the whole time heading up to Anchorage Mansion, but that was like a 3-hour drive or something like that. I think you may have mentioned that like you had to drink because you haven't talked as much in a while.
Yeah. Well, then you have like Cameron, my son, sitting next to me or whatever, and like he don't say a word the whole time because he like never talks. So. But that's even when like I first met Jen, like I said, she was the Girl Scout leader for my daughter, and I never really talked to her like at all, and she always like thought the same thing. Like she's like, oh, like you're just real quiet, and you never talk to anybody and this and that. But like I don't know, I just got to get to like know people, I think, and then I open up to people more.
Oh yeah, and it's usually the ones who are the quietest that I actually want to talk to more because oftentimes I've noticed, not with everybody, just with a lot of people, that they need to have somebody initiate the conversation first.
Yeah.
It's like even whenever you and I, even before you and I became as close as we are, I would still chat with you and say hi and stuff because to me, I don't do the whole click thing. I hate clicks. Yeah. I don't care. If I want to talk to you, I'm gonna talk to you. I don't do the whole popularity thing. Even if you're fucking weird, I mean, we're all weird. I still try to talk with you because it's just, even working with Scare House. I mean, it's, even some people who are very outcastish more so. I mean, like, they seem cool. I'll still bullshit with you. I don't care.
Well, I mean, growing up, like I was in the band, and like I was big into ICP and shit. So I guess you could say I was a juggalo. So I mean, a lot of people thought I was fucking weird too. Like.
Oh man, I used to love ICP, man. I really did. Like, are they even still around anymore?
Yeah, they still make music and that. I mean, they don't make good music anymore, really, which is a shame because, like I said, I used to get all their shit and everything, and I would have went to the Gathering of Juggalos back like in my 20s. I could never do it these days. I couldn't put up with that. Like, oh no, I couldn't put up with the drinking and the drugs and the wildness and everything. But like I said, in my 20s, I would have did that shit. It would have been fun as hell.
It's crazy how much controversy they caused whenever they first came to thing, and it's and now I'm sure they are still looked down upon as being a very dangerous act. It's like, no, nothing is dangerous unless it's perceived as such,
Well, their shows were fucking crazy. Like,
really?
It used to like I don't think it was them that did it, but one of the shows, like this was probably back at the Metropole or something. Like I was probably a teenager. Like somebody like was like lighting clown wigs on fire and throwing them in the audience and shit. And like I said, I don't think that was them that did it. I think it was just somebody in the crowd. But after shows, like they always throw Fago, like kick bottles, throw bottles. People get like busted and shit with them. And
oh my god!
I mean, they're fun as hell, and they put on a show. Like they'll have clowns come out and like do crazy shit. They have like giant props and like I mean, like I've told like Jen was like a little bit into ICP back like when they were popular, just like a song or two, But like I always told her like you would love their shows. Their shows were fucking awesome.
That's badass. And I would totally go to their shows too,
Mhm.
because I mean, like just going to a concert in general, I want to, you know.
Yeah.
What can you say? What's one genre of music that you like that nobody would believe you would actually listen to?
Um, probably probably country. I mean, I don't listen to a lot of country. Like I like Colt Ford a lot. I've been to a few of his concerts, and he's
Hmm.
kind of more like rap country. Like I don't know if you
Yeah.
know anything about Colt Ford, but he actually used to be a pro golfer, and then he
Oh,
went
no
into
kid.
yeah he went into country music. And the funny thing is, he actually did one of those celebrity tournaments.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
yeah.
like to have them, and he act like his team won. But I mean, he was like a pro, so. But
Right. That's
yeah,
awesome, man.
yeah, I've been to a couple of his shows, and like Toby Keith, because I mean Toby Keith was on the same show.
Hmm.
Trying to think who else. I mean Kid Rock, I guess, kind of has some country because like I've been to Kid Rock before.
Oh,
Um, I don't know. Like I used to play trombone, so like I like jazz and shit. Like me and Jen got engaged in New Orleans. A lot of jazz going on down there. It was a fucking blast. Like people just
oh,
played in the
Jess.
street and just like we were there during Halloween too. So like it was like a
Yeah.
big ass party and like everywhere you go. Like I know like I didn't really see it probably as much, but I know they say Pittsburgh's kind of racist. Um, which it is. I mean, and you know, I'm not
Yeah,
racist one
that's
bit at all. Like my son's mixed and everything. Like, but
right.
just going down to New Orleans and just seeing how like everybody's accepting, everybody's cool, everybody's equal, no one's treated like everybody's sweet as hell, and it's just
That's
like
what I love.
I want that environment. You know, like I don't want this bullshit with like I ain't trying to get too political or not, but all the fucking bullshit that goes on these days, like I get sick of it.
Well, it's getting worse too, man. Like I have the news break app on my phone. It always tells me about local news that are happening. I'm like, dude, it's almost every fucking day.
Mm,
Seriously, regardless if it's like a shooting or it's like, dude, like I would love, like this is one of the reasons why I would love to kind of like this vacation, like in like the woods or something like that, away
yeah.
from everything, is to have that peace of mind of knowing nothing bad's gonna happen. I mean,
Mm,
I don't fear going out at all. I don't, because I go to the same places all the time just because I know people there.
yeah.
But it's like you said. I mean, this whole state. I mean, I love living here. It's home, but it's just
Mm,
like, good lord. I mean, what I think like you, Jen, and myself, we were looking up this like the safest states. I think
yeah.
what was the top state that was deemed as the safest? I can't remember.
I don't remember. I thought it was cities actually. It could have been states.
Yeah.
Because I
Cities. Yeah,
know like I thought it would be like maybe like Greenwich or something, Connecticut, because you know
yeah.
it's you know like a rich area and everything and this and that. Which I think it wasn't like the top 10, but I don't remember what number one was. I don't think it was like a known uh neighborhood or you know city or whatever it would be.
Yeah, it's like whenever I went to Virginia Beach 2 years ago before the pandemic hit, dude, that was a blast, man. I don't know if you've ever been there before, but oh,
No, I've never been to Virginia Beach.
it's it's hot, of course, but it's a very comfortable beach. Like you don't feel like you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Little expensive, but it's the people there were sweet as they come. It was a little high end, but I can kind of see why, just because the place was so well put together and kept. Like it was clean.
Mm,
Like if I made, obviously if I, if finances weren't an issue, I probably consider like vacationing down there like every year.
yeah.
But it was beautiful, man, and that's one of the reasons why. Like, I mean, I love the city life, I love it, but I also love the country life.
Mm,
Like you always see me like sharing like photos of like beautiful cabin homes and all that stuff.
yeah.
But just in today's day and age, like there's so much shit going on in this state now. It's just kind of depressing, but like you get so used to it anymore, man.
Hmm.
You know, it's just like God. No wonder my parents hate living here. They want to move to Pymatuming, and I don't blame them.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if you've ever been up there, but it's beautiful, man.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not. I mean, we have a camp up in Slippery Rock, and
Yeah,
Palmatuni's not too far from there. That's like up by the spillway
yeah,
and all that, like past Conneaut and all that, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
From where I live, it's maybe hour and 50 minutes.
Okay.
It's right in Andover, Pennsilvania, so not
Yeah,
far.
I think actually our one friend who's like a family friend, she has a camp up there, and 'cause we went there last year or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. Like talking about like different places and that. I've
Mhm.
told you guys before. We all need to go to New Orleans as a team, and I'd love to go to Salem too. Like I've been to Salem
Yes.
twice, and Salem's amazing too.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, even if it's not like this year, even next year, because
Yeah.
I plan on being a part of this whole thing for as long as I can.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
mean,
I
I
love
mean, next year would be cool to like do like a big like week long type of thing or something, you know?
dude, hell yeah. I mean, honestly, like even looking up a bunch of haunted locations within like one state and just spending like every day at least going to like a couple of them.
Hmm.
That'd be because it's this stuff's addictive, man. I
Hmm.
mean, state of Massachusetts. I mean, that just the name alone just means creepy.
Hmm.
Louisiana and like you said is awesome. I would totally do that, man. Because
Savannah, Georgia, is supposed to be very active down there too. There's a bunch. I know like what is it, Moon River Brewing Company's down there, which has been on a bunch of different shows. I think
oh
there's a
yeah,
couple plantation places that are down. Like there's a lot of haunted locations in that area. That'd be pretty cool too.
yeah, that'd be badass, man. I gotta start looking at stuff. I gotta get off my lazy ass and start researching more stuff so I can contribute to the damn chat train. God. Oh, come on, Phil. It's just like you don't do much after work. Oh man, oh man. I gotta get the enthusiasm. I mean, I have the enthusiasm. I just have to make it show more. It's like God. But yeah, man, I must say that, being a part of this whole like, paranormal team has been a blessing. Like everybody, like all of us are just I love it. We're fun. We all just the fact that we all have such enthusiasm and going to all these places, dude, and obviously becoming friends with you, then being friends with everybody else. It's been freaking amazing so far. I love it.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
it breaks the monotony of like the work life and the other bull crap that you deal with. And not that I don't have anything shitty going on. This is just always like the icing on the cake. It's like
Yeah.
we're going where? This is
Yeah.
cool.
Well, yeah, it's cool to like have something to look forward to, you know,
Yes, yes,
especially during like the pandemic shit. Cause like, I mean, not it's a little bit better than it was in the last year, you know, recently,
yes,
but
yes.
it was
Exactly.
always like, even like when me and Garrett like first started going places, like it's like, oh, like we get to go here and like everything's closed, but this is open. We still get to do this. Like it's something to look forward to.
Mhm.
You know?
Oh heck yeah, and like even and I'm sure you could probably agree with this, but like it seems like things were slowly getting back to normal,
Yeah.
slowly. You know, because
What?
with the vaccine came out. So.
Well, that's like, I know, I think July, like I follow a lot of wrestling stuff and I
Mhm.
think AEW is supposed to start touring in July again.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah. And then like we have, I'm going to Tech Nine, which was from last year, got rescheduled to this year. I think it's November or something. We just got the email the other day. And Practical Jokers too. That was for a show from last year, got rescheduled for November. So I mean, there's a couple of things coming up. Like hopefully everything keeps going good and gets better and get back
Nice.
to normal. You know.
Oh heck yeah, man. It's yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I just take it one day at a time, and I have my little horror movie calendar that actually have everything marked. Like I have the May 1st one, I have Parapsychon on there and Dead Man's Hollow on there, and also yes, people, I still use the paper calendars. Don't judge me. This is a horror theme one, so it's really cool for $20. Couldn't pass it up.
Nice.
It looks like shit right now, but
Yeah,
that's how I remember.
we'll even do some like probably we don't have a lot going on in June and July really.
We don't.
Maybe we'll do some like free local shit or something. I'd love to go up to Gettysburg for a weekend.
I'd be down. How far is that? It's not too far from here.
Like 3.5 hours, I think. And there's actually
Oh, yeah.
like I said, I've been up there numerous times. There's a place that's kind of in the same area. It's called the Shady Maple Smorgasbord, which, like I said, I'm on a
Yeah.
diet, but that place is fucking amazing. And like it's like the size of like a shopping mall, and like it's
Yeah.
just a big ass buffet. Like I even told Jen about it before we went, and she didn't believe like how big it was when we got there. She's like, "Holy shit, this place is fucking amazing."
That's awesome. Yeah, fuck yeah, I'd be down with that, man. Hey, you can still have many cheat days. I mean,
Yeah.
it's all about moderation,
I'd
man.
have to like save up a month in cheat days probably for that place, but
Sort of accumulating. Oh man, yeah. I have cheat days every day. I mean, I eat healthy, but like I can't get over having like a Big Mac or something like that, man. Food's food to me. I mean, I haven't had a Red Bull or a Monster in like 5 days, so I'm pretty excited about
that's
that.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really screwing up my stomach.
I haven't had really any like unnatural sugars. Like, I mean, I'll have like fruit and stuff like that, but I haven't really had like candy or anything like that. But I'm like, I'm diabetic, so I shouldn't be having that shit anyway. But
Right.
and I've been drinking a lot more water too, which was good too,
That's good, man. Yeah, water, coffee for me, and tea. Yeah, Coke. So that's awesome, man. I was gonna say, because you and Jen, you guys look like you're getting there. Looks good. Yeah, right. You're gonna start sporting a 6-pack and make skinny dudes like me look like shit. I can see you rocking one day. Hell yeah. Oh man, how off topic are we, by the way?
I mean, I still have a bunch of questions asked, but I mean, I think we're closing in on like 2 hours. So,
Shit. We may have to do a to be continued, man.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, we ramble a lot.
I'll ask you a couple quick ones. Maybe we'll just run through it real quick. I don't think.
Yeah, man. Sure.
I don't think we really talked about it. You asked me, I think, but like scariest moment. Like, what's your scariest moment paranormal wise?
Honestly, I didn't. Well, this won't be a paranormal scary moment. This actually happened at a camp I was at. So
Okay.
I mean, it's actually more funny than anything else. But I felt like breaking it up. I was maybe in my early 20s, maybe even like late teens, because I used to go to a camp with my parents every year. Deer Valley YMCA camp. It's in Fort Hall or Fort Hill, Pennsylvania. Well, the staff members would, for one day out of the whole week, they would do a whole like Halloween theme type of thing, or like a ghost type of theme, where they would all dress up and try to scare the campers. Well, me being the gullible idiot that I am, fell for it the one night, and I was terrified because we would go across the lake into the little graveyard thing where a lot of paranormal stuff actually happened. And whenever we were telling ghost stories there, or the campers were telling, or the staff was telling the campers to us, whatever. And I guess somebody on the walkie-talkie said that there was an escaped convict that was coming to Deer Valley to take, to hide from the police. And I was like, oh my God, no. Because I was young. I know what the fuck was going on.
This was like last year. Come on now, Phil.
Shut up, Sean. But, we decided to go leave. And, we're, making our way up into the main drag area that leads down into the camp. And then we heard like, jingles and stuff. And we saw some escaped convict dude who was actually a staff member in shackles running down the road, and we were booking it and freaking out. Like, I was scared to death, dude. I was like, holy shit, this is actually happening. And then we get to the entrance, or we're getting towards the entrance of the camp. We see a body bag, and there's a camper in the body bag, or a staff member rather. That also scared the fuck out of me. I was young. I didn't know what the hell was going on. And then we finally get into, oh, dude, it was great. And then we finally get into the actual entrance of the camp, and other shit was happening, and I was scared to death. Like, I was almost like on the verge of having a mental breakdown. And of course, the one guy that was organizing the whole thing was like, all right, guys, we just want to let you know that all of this was made up. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. Because I was dumb and gullible. And I tell my dad the next day, he's like, are you kidding me? That's all fake. How the hell? I'd be having a blast right now. Like, I felt so embarrassed. So that was probably one of the more terrifying moments. I mean, there wasn't much paranormal going on, but just the fact that like I was that young and I was convinced that this was all actually happening.
Well, they have a haunted house that's like that. I can't remember what it's called, but like I know, like I've researched it before, where you can stay overnight, and it's like a camping experience, and they fuck with you all night. Like I think you could pay for an option where like they let you sleep, or you pay for the option where they can mess with you the whole night. Like they'll come to your tent and do shit, and like drag you out of your tent and stuff like that. Like I'd love to go do that. I think it's like Spring Hill, Pennsylvania, maybe. I think that might be where it is. I don't know. I'll let you know about it, but I'd love to go do that sometime. At least I don't know if it's going on because of COVID, but it'd be really cool to do.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Other than that experience, like I never really had a terrifying experience. I mean, I've had like startling moments, but like nothing that actually frightened me. Is it like how you mentioned, like you don't get scared easily? I don't get scared easily. I get startled easily. Like if you were to come up behind me and like grab me, I'll freak out because I'm like, oh my God. But being like terrified, it really hasn't happened, knock on wood, like as of yet. So
yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, that could change in the next couple of months.
Well, I know the inspiration thing kind of freaked you out in the garage with the Emily thing, how you were just talking about.
Oh yeah, that actually did freak me out a little bit because. I mean, the whole.
You kept asking me like stuff about it and stuff, but I can tell like you're a little bit tripped out there.
Oh yeah, I was. I was not gonna lie. I was a little freaked out about that whole thing, and I think with everybody else making like roads and stuff, that also kind of amplified it a little bit. Yeah. So yeah, that that kind of gave me a little bit of a shiver down the spine. I mean, I knew we were fine. I think it was just the fact that we thought we were talking to something that followed you guys. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, and
no.
then Karma or whatever was saying stuff too about following me, so that probably didn't help either.
Yeah, right. Exactly. It's yeah. So I guess that was probably a freaky moment there. Like I wasn't scared. I was just worried.
Yeah.
But of course, coming back home, nothing happened. I mean, I'm fine. My apartment's peaceful. So
we're gonna hop on to the next question. Favorite ghost show? Go.
I will say, actually, no, Mind Seed TV. It's actually not a. Yes.
I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Oh yeah, it's on YouTube actually. I guess in a way it is a show, but it's these three guys named Casey, Colton, and Tanner. They go into some very haunted locations, and I don't know if it's real or not, but it looks really good. And they catch evidence there, and shit does happen. That's probably my favorite paranormal show. I love it. Check it out.
Send me a link to that because I'll forget.
Yep, it's Mindseed TV, and they're called Hunting Purgatory. It's amazing. Yes.
Yeah, if you like the YouTube stuff, I don't know if we talked about this before, but that Omar Gosh TV.
Oh yeah,
I like him a lot. He actually was at Lake Shawnee I want to say a month before we were. Like I was actually talking to the owner about him because he has 1 million subscribers. People know who he is and everything. Yeah. I think he has a pretty good YouTube show.
Oh heck yeah, man! Yeah, he's funny too, and obviously the Ghost Brothers are awesome. They're hilarious.
Which hopefully get to meet them in Mansfield because they're going to be there, so that'd be pretty cool.
Yes, I hope so, and I hope we get to meet Grant Wilson from Ghost Hunters because I think Parapsychon. I think they're going to have him there.
Well, I know Steve Gonzalez or whatever that dude's going to be there. Chip Coffey's going to be there.
Oh, cool.
I think Amy Bruni, which she's been to Scare House before. I'm pretty sure she's on the list too. Like, there's a couple known people that are supposed to be there.
That'd be awesome, man. They're it's always nice meeting fellow ghost hunters, so it's gonna be fun. Like, yeah, man.
But all right, only a couple more questions here. Bucket list haunt.
Bucket list haunt. The Paris Catacombs. Okay. That's probably one of my favorite places I want to go to. Even though I am not this type of person, but the Suicide Forest.
Okay, yeah, Jen wants to go there too. She always talks about that place.
Oh yeah. The home of The Shining. Definitely there. I know this is probably not a big popular one, but Centralia.
Okay.
I would like to go to Dracula's Castle.
That would be cool. Yeah. Well, I swear really all of us always talk about Dracula's Castle. We need to make that happen.
Right. The Conjuring House, obviously.
That's another one we've talked about, which that's doable because it's reasonable price wise, and we looked it up. I want to say. Oh, my battery's going low on here.
Oh shit! We've been talking with the storm.
I see how much is left. 12%. All right. I mean, we're almost done anyway. But with the Conjuring House, we looked that up, and I want to say it was 9 hours maybe driving. Which I mean, we could fly if everybody wanted to do that, but that's not too bad. Like I used to drive to my grandma's all the time, and it was like a 10-hour drive, so I'm used to driving. It don't bother me.
Oh yeah, I have no problem taking turns either. Hell, going to Virginia Beach was a 9-hour trip. My dad did the whole thing. I even offered to take over. He's like, no. I'm like, okay. So, but yeah, definitely those places. Obviously, Salem, Massachusetts would be amazing. Christ, I'm probably drawing a blank right now. Gettysburg, of course, and that's also very doable. Yeah, that's really it so far. But definitely Paris Catacombs is one of my all-time favorite places I want to go to. Because one of my all-time favorite horror films that came out within the last, I want to say 5 years, was As Above, So Below. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
We talked about it before, and I have it on DVD, or I did. I don't really watch DVDs anymore, so I don't know where the hell it is. But I don't know if I ever saw it or not. I swear, it was still in the packaging. I don't think I ever got to watch it.
Oh, it's so good. If you guys have a Blu-ray player, you can borrow my copy.
Okay.
Yeah, man, it's really good. It's creepy. It's really creepy. It's bloody. It's very good acting, very good storyline. That's another thing we could have talked about. We're running too much as it is, but horror movies and that we gotta next time we'll talk about some shit. Dude, we should even do maybe a weekly thing. Maybe you, maybe a couple other people on the team, just where we just bullshit and just talk about shit, Fuck yeah, dude. No, I was even talking to Teresa about it, music, movies, all that shit. You know?
For sure.
Yeah, man.
We'll figure it out. We'll come up with something.
I'm open to anything, man. I love doing this stuff. Plus, it gives me a chance to, kind of open up a little bit more. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. So, I mean, I already know what's going on, but tell us what's upcoming for Bumping the Night Society.
Yep, we have our next investigation at the House of Wills in Cleveland, Ohio. We will be going live, I think, around either 9 p.m. or 11 p.m. I'm not 100% sure.
I think 10, actually. You're right in between. I think 10.
There we go. Yep, we got that. I got to look at my calendar because I have a shitty memory. Yep, we're going to do that. We're going to do Parapsychon the 21st through the 23rd next month. So you'll see some of the members there, and some of them, obviously, day jobs get in the way, but we'll be doing that. And we do have our public investigation in June in McKeesport, is it?
Yeah,
For Dead Man's Hollow?
Dead Man's Hollow.
McKeesport. And so that's but like I said, the House of Wills is our next investigation, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be amazing. We hope to get some good evidence there, and the place looks beautiful, so if you guys want to check the place out beforehand, Google it because it looks incredible.
Which I'm not 100% sure if this will go up before that investigation or not. So this actually could air possibly after that. It depends if I can get it up within the next few days. Sounds like a problem.
Oh, you mean this whole thing right now?
Yeah. I don't know. I'll try to get it up within the next couple of days, but I'm not 100% sure.
Very cool, man. Very cool. But I definitely love like to thank you for doing this, and like to thank all the members of the Paranormal team and Bumping the Night especially for being a kick-ass team as we always are, and couldn't be happier being a part of this. And it's fun. We're awesome, and yeah, that's pretty much all I got here. And I'm excited for what's in the future to come in the future.
Yeah, we love having you on the team, Phil, for sure. Also, you want to give us a little plug, let people know where we're at.
Yeah, we are on obviously Facebook, Bumpin' the Night Society. We have a regular public page and our private page, which is also where we shoot a lot of our live videos. We're on Instagram. I was about to say Snapchat, but that'd be kind of funny if Bumpin' the Night Society had a Snapchat.
We should have like a bumpy Snapchat or something,
We should do that. That's a good idea. I like it. Well, yeah, you can catch us on Instagram, obviously Facebook, and of course, whenever we do these podcasts, and you can find out what the hell all of us are doing outside of our lives of being adults. If you want to stay tuned, and yeah, man. So we're looking forward to having people check us out, and if you like the paranormal, please feel free to support. And I think we have a YouTube channel too, if I'm not mistaken.
YouTube. Everybody forgets TikTok. Everybody hates on TikTok, but we have a TikTok.
You know what? I don't dislike TikTok, but for
you were just in some TikTok videos, so.
Oh no, I like TikTok. I do like it. I just would rather be invited to do a TikTok video. Like me having my own TikTok, I used to have one just because I was weird, but I realized it's just I don't know. I like being a part of it. If somebody else makes it, it's great.
Dude, we need to have
my own one. What's that?
We need to have a Back Zagan's Snapchat account.
Oh, if anybody needs a good laugh, check out the TikTok video of Back Zagan's, made by yours truly. His wife put it together. It's one of the greatest things I've ever watched in my entire life. Oh man! But yes, we're on TikTok too. So if you need some entertainment, check us out there as well. It's awesome. We're a bunch of goofballs, and we love every second of it.
And actually, Twitter and WordPress too.
Yes.
We're just a bunch of media hoes out here.
Yeah, that's very true. It's as much as we talk shit on media, we use it so much just because we have to, and we get suckered into it. So,
and one more plug is for the podcast. It'll be Spotify, Anchor.
Yes.
What the hell's the other ones? There's a couple other ones too. I forget what the hell there's a bunch of different those two, but
my old ass is drawing a blank right now.
YouTube, obviously too. YouTube, Spotify, Anchor. Those three are probably the most used ones we use.
Oh yeah. So we definitely plan on making this a regular thing. So if you guys want to check us out and see what's going on, man, we'd love to have you guys listen on in because we plan on doing a lot of stuff, working around our lives. And yeah, feel free to stick around for this coming Saturday. It's going to be good stuff.
For sure. Thanks for coming on the show today, Phil, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right, brother. Thanks for having me, man. Peace out.
Yep.